Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I am your mystical muse, your manifestation mind, your spiritual inspiration, inspiring you to live out your soul's purpose. Welcome to Mystical Muse Manifestation Minds. Today, I have a matcha. We've had too much coffee already. Let's dive in with manifestation and all the things that come with manifesting. We are going to be talking about timelines today because timelines are extremely important when you want to consider manifesting. So in this video, we are going to go over what are exactly timelines and how you can jump on your highest timeline to manifest your soul's desires, right? So let's start with what is a timeline. A timeline is, honestly, I'm going to be so freaking blunt here, guys. It's a change in thought. It's a change in choice, a decision. You are choosing to do something to jump on a timeline. So whenever we are choosing our thoughts, or whenever we are conscious creators in our life, we are choosing our thoughts, and therefore we are choosing our reality. We're choosing our timeline, right? So when we want to manifest something, we want to jump on that timeline to bring forth that manifestation into existence. So all it really takes, guys, is a clear intention on what you want to manifest and believing that you can achieve it. And then you jump on that timeline. Whenever you think about whatever it is that you want to manifest, you will get a feeling involved in that. You'll start to get a vibration overcoming your body, right? So when you envision the thing that you want to manifest and envisioning the highest timeline of having said thing, meaning you actually achieve it, you're living the manifestation of it, it's making you feel a certain way whenever you envision the thing that you want and actually achieving it, actually having it, right? Because that puts you on that timeline. That feeling that you have associated with the thought is what is creating the timeline, and then it is the trusting and the faith that you have to be able to flow through the timeline, the journey per se that you're going to have to take to get said manifestation, because that is truly what your soul is after. Then will you be able to see the signs and synchronicities of the universe supporting you, and I call this the breadcrumbs of the universe, taking you along the journey to get said manifestation. Now, the problem in which people run into is they envision themselves having this manifestation and they're like, yes, this is great, I can create it. And they feel the timeline, they feel the vibration come over their body. And when you feel that vibration come over your body, you're going to get all these thoughts associated, all these ideas and things to do. Those are the breadcrumbs, right? Those next steps. So the issue that people run into is they struggle to actually hold that timeline. They actually start to lose faith whenever they don't see their manifestation come into existence, right? So this is whenever you are putting expectations on yourself. Maybe you're being hard on yourself. Maybe that you are thinking you are doing the right things, or honestly, you're always doing the right things. But maybe you have expectations on a certain result, on an action that you took, and you're not seeing it. You're not being patient enough. You're not trusting enough. So these are all resistance blocks that are going to come up on the timeline, and it causes people to lose faith or shift timelines. Even if you know it's the thing that you want and you're envisioning it, and then you start to get the thought, oh, maybe this is not meant for me. Maybe this is not like my timeline, or maybe that I'm doing something wrong. That will cause a drop in your energy, and that will cause a shift in a timeline to a lower level reality that you do not want. The key that people have to do is hold the faith and keep the vision of them actually having said thing associated with the feeling of you being successful, of having achieved what it is that you ever so want to achieve. You have to see the vision and the completeness of that thing, of you having it. You cannot think that you are not deserving of it, that this thing isn't for you, because it is. Anything that you want is for you, right? We live in a universe that is abundant, correct? So it's going to give you more of what your energy is. So when you feel that drop of energy, you have to pay attention to the thoughts that you are thinking, because that is also creating the timeline. It's the thought associated with the feeling. The feeling is, I want to say, the battery effect, okay? It's going to be what powers you forward to your manifestation. So you have to get in alignment with love or creating the highest timeline, the highest thought associated with the highest feeling. And sometimes we don't necessarily know what that looks like until we start taking the breadcrumbs, right? Until you actually start self-discovering and going along the timeline, the journey. So whenever you desire something and you feel that shift in a timeline, that drop of energy, the thoughts associated with maybe this isn't for me, things like that, I'm not doing the right things like that, you're going to feel a drop in your energy, and that is going to be resistance in getting to said manifestation, right? So you want to notice this feeling that you have, because that indicates that you have changed timelines, right? So then you have to shift back to that higher timeline, creating the highest timeline that you know in existence for yourself at that moment, because the only thing to exist is the present moment, to then shift your vibration up, right? We want to hold that vibration as much as we possibly can, because we're truly not going anywhere. We're bringing the thing to us. This is like a video game, guys. Life is a simulation. It's all about the energy that you are embodying in this physical body, because it is the manifestation of your energy, right? It is the vessel allowing you to create here, whatever so it may be that you want to create. So that is how it is, just you shifting your thoughts to create the highest timeline. The highest timeline is the highest thought that you can think about yourself in the moment that you are in. And that is changing all the time, dependent upon how you're thinking, acting, and feeling. You have got to be conscious of the energy that you are in. You have to be conscious of the energy that you are in with the thoughts associated with those feelings, right? The emotions. That is going to be your highest, that is going to be your biggest sign and what is actually for you, or what you are creating in your life. If things don't feel good for you, you can shift the thought to a higher way of thinking to then change the emotion. We fall victim to ourselves, essentially, and our minds whenever like subconscious programming takes place. Most of us are programmed with lower level ways of thinking, that we are not deserving of something, not worthy of something, that we can't do hard things, that we cannot have these grand things in our life that, spirit is gifting to us to create, right? This is just sign for you to go back in within yourself and touch base with your heart center, because the heart is essentially the battery, the highest vibration, so that we know is love or authenticity, right? Is you being true to yourself and doing the things that you want to do, free of resistance, free of thinking that you can't have it, free of judgment, whatever it so may be, of whatever story you want to tell yourself why you can't have said thing. That is proof in itself enough that you are out of alignment, and your soul is speaking to you through the feeling of the lack of love in your life. So it's however which way you want to get your thoughts or your feelings into alignment. There's plenty of tools out there. Check out my channel and how to master your energy and to shift yourself up to a higher way of thinking and feeling and being. But essentially, guys, we're always shifting timelines. We're always shifting realities with every decision that we make, every thought that we change, that we cannot hold, because we're always changing our minds. We're always changing what we think we want, or most of the time people don't actually know what they want, so they can't ever get clear on a vision fully, and you will never fully get clear on a vision without taking action. So if you're stuck in fear, it will be very hard for you to even move with timelines. So every decision that we make or every action that we take is us crystallizing something into existence. It's us crystallizing our conscious paired with another form of energy that we'll call matter. It's a lower level frequency energy that we use to create this physical realm, right? So that is how your thoughts literally do create reality, and it is truly how you are thinking, acting, and feeling that is going to create the hologram of the material world around you and bring certain things into your existence. If you are not on the vibrational plane or the same frequency as your manifestation that you want to create, you will miss it. You will miss the signs. You have to be open as well, an open mind to then see all the possibilities that the universe is basically dishing up for you, right, in this video game. And you will never not take anything that is not of your highest in the moment, because we are always shifting energy. The soul will always naturally follow the highest vibration, even if it's only the next step to be anger or something like that. Even if it's not a high vibrational action, you will take what you know what to do best in the moment. That is what the soul does, right? We're always acting, thinking, and feeling the best that we can in the moment because our soul is going to go towards the highest vibration. And you can think of this like the scale of frequency, guys, or the scale of emotion. Sometimes it's really, really difficult to go from those low-level emotions to pull yourself up the scale, right? To go from shame, guilt, hate to like love and enlightenment. That's a huge freaking jump, guys. And I don't know about you, but the only time I've ever been able to do that is through meditation. And it's a progression of unlearning what you have learned, of dropping those low-level vibrations and allowing more of your soul to come in to then remind you of who you are, to raise your vibration back up to enlightenment, right? So sometimes the highest timeline for us in the moment, that might be experiencing the shame, the negativity, the guilt, the jealousy, whatever it is. Sometimes maybe it's a simple shift in a thought of, that's not for me, dang it, like I can't ever do that. That's a very low level way of thinking and feeling in the body over something that you do want to create in your life. Whenever you feel that, maybe shift up to a mind reframe or a higher level of thinking of, well, if that person has it, that means I can have it too. I just haven't figured it out yet. That feels a lot better than, oh, I can't ever have that. You just shut yourself off from that reality. Therefore, shut that timeline down that you will not create that. But the mind reframe is a tool in NLP that you can shift yourself to actually open up that timeline. So it's whenever we create timelines that crystallize, and it's like you can't really go back in time to change anything, that you have to sit with that manifestation. So these are basically physical manifestations that say you do something, there will be a consequence associated with that. Law of cause and effect, right? Maybe you have created a timeline where you've committed a crime. Let's say you've done something and you've crystallized that into the material world, and now you have the effects of that reality, right? So you're kind of stuck on that timeline for a bit, but then you can try to shift it to the highest one that you possibly can. Let's say you get arrested or something, and so then maybe you get a lawyer and you get on that timeline, and then they dumb down your whatever, your persecution. I don't even know what this shit is. It's the best one that I could think of at the time, but maybe they dumb down your consequence, and then it's a much better timeline than if you weren't to get a lawyer at all. So that's for example of how these things can crystallize. Now there are parallel realities as well too, and you're constantly seeing the parallel realities dependent upon all the thoughts and the imaginations coming to you. They exist. They just exist in either another universe or in the world of imagination. But they're potentials for you to actually jump on the timeline and crystallize them, right, by taking action. That's how we crystallize a timeline. And when I say crystallize, guys, I think I've said it before, it's actually bringing form to the formless. It is creating energy in the physical realm. You have experienced something in the physical world that is crystallizing a timeline, and it shoots you forward. Now you can change it up to a certain point, right? With a change in decision, just like I gave with the example of the lawyer, right? The true key to all of this, guys, is getting in touch with your soul. It is believing that you are worthy of the things, because if you believe it, you can achieve it. If you hold the faith, you can achieve anything. You just do not give up, and you just keep going with the breadcrumbs of the universe. We humans, I think deep down, know that we are spirit embodied in physical form. So in the spiritual realms, when you think it, it's already happened. And essentially there's a piece of you, when you think something, you're getting a feeling associated with it. You're getting the energy associated with it. So essentially you have experienced it. You have experienced yourself as this thing. It's just the lack of the material world catching up with the delay and the energy of what you are vibrating out, right? So whenever we don't see things in the physical world manifest as quickly as we think that we should because of the expectations we hold on ourselves, we start to actually lose faith, and therefore we lose faith in spirit, which is also part of this whole, I don't want to even call it a test, this whole game of life that we are playing here is just having our faith, I don't want to say tested, but how much faith do you have in yourself to bring forth the manifestation? How much faith do you have in spirit that this thing is for you, right? This is the human part of us, guys, that wants to manifest in the physical world because we can't do this in the spiritual. It's spirit having a human experience. And this is what is so beautiful about the experience is you are both spiritual and you are both matter at the same time. You are both light and you are both dark, right? The principle of duality. You need both to create. You absolutely do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to be here, right? So it is the blessing of the human body that allows us to do that. It is the vessel here in the physical world that allows us to create with and alongside with spirit, a higher aspect of ourselves, a higher octave of the energy that is us, of the universe, which goes on for infinity, right? So you are just a snapshot in time, creating with the creator, having fun, playing. This whole world, guys, is your manifestation. Your life is a manifestation in itself. One thing that you desire, yes, it is fun to manifest. It's the journey of self-exploration, of becoming the vibration that your desire essentially is, for a reason to take you to a higher level of vibration, right? That's what this desire is essentially doing, is just allowing you to elevate yourself to achieve whatever it is that you achieve, if it's in alignment with your soul. Now, some people manifest things that aren't in alignment with their soul, even if it's of, like, say, a lot of money or something like that. Maybe there was a lot of resistance around getting the thing. Well, that's going to cause a lot of issues on their energy, their body. You'll see them be super stressed. You'll see them have disease, things like that, when you're not manifesting the things in alignment with your soul. And especially if there was a lot of resistance around it, then it would take a long time, and holding that vibration for a very long time on the body was going to wear it down. So, anyways, guys, point being, you are deserving of everything that you desire in your life. Spirit places these desires upon your mind and your heart from the spiritual realm to create with spirit here, right? You take the journey with spirit of becoming your blessed best self, right? It's the transformation along the journey. And us humans like to think that we need to have it now, and we want instant gratification now, and we think it's going to bring us happiness, and it truly is not. What will bring you true happiness is the journey to actually getting the manifestation. It's the experiences along the way. It's the relationships you make along the way. It's the becoming of the blessed being that you truly are in your heart. Spirit gifts us with these desires, places it on our hearts to manifest with the Creator so that we can better get to know God. Whenever we feel the shift in vibration, we feel the separation from God. And that separation eventually will bring us back to God, right? Anyways, I'm sending you guys all my light and all my love. Like, subscribe, share, manifest with me, my loved ones, and let's create the highest timeline for one another in this beautiful community that is coming together online. So, sending you all my light and all my love. Satnam.